Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Bonjour, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's good to see everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. September, isn't that crazy? It's going by very quickly. Thank you. I appreciate that, Island. Thank you. It's one of my favorite quotes. I live by quotes. It's what motivates me. It keeps me grounded a little bit sometimes. So yeah. So we're going to be talking about Kylie Rodney today and some of the research that I've done and calling experts, checking to see, we need to know the facts. And I really believe that this vehicle, this Honda, is going to be a huge, huge part of the investigation. And I think it's going to be a big part in what gives us answers. It may give us, it will certainly give us answers to whether there were foul play. It may give us answers on to even who, if there is foul play. Everyone is welcome to their opinions in here, as long as they are respectful. That's all that anyone asks. So yeah, with that being said, we'll get started on this. Yesterday was Kylie's first heavenly birthday. And I think that we should send love and prayers to the family. So it's just very sad, especially with her passing such a close, you know, it's very close to her time of death, which makes it, that much harder. So I want to go over with you guys on some pictures. And guys, I do want to tell you this may be very triggering for some folks. So if you are triggered to these kind of things, this may not be for you, or maybe come back and try it, at a different time. I have kind of edited some photos, so where we could see some photos better of the underwater video, and I was able to even get a closer picture of Kylie in there. Of course, it's just the outlines and images. So I just want to tell you guys that it can be triggering for some. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing. What am I drinking? Do you guys remember this? Clearly Canadian. This one's the cherry. These were huge in the 90s. Yes. So with that being said, we're going to talk about that. Yesterday we called Honda. I do have that recording, but I don't have it on this computer. You guys remember those drinks? Okay. And I will be playing some of those this evening, the recordings of what Honda told us regarding uh, Kylie's make and model of vehicle. And we talked, we looked on the airbags and all of that, and I will be explaining airbags regarding to that. A lot of people said, why didn't the airbags go off? And I'm going to tell you guys about that. We'll be talking a little bit about Jagger and just all of it. So it's clearly, I think it's sugar free. It's all natural ingredients. I know that. This one is not sugar free, but it doesn't taste like it's got a lot of sugar in it at all. It's mainly water. Yes, guys, if y'all will hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate that. After, I've said all of this, I will open up the panel. We will discuss and go over all of these things. So Adventures with Purpose, they did open up the video to the public. So if you haven't watched that after you're done with this, we'll watch some of the clips today as well, though. Was it a permit she had, or did she have a hardship license? At 16, I think it's still a permit. So thank you, Kit Kat. I appreciate your donations. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Miss Thing. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. I've worked hard on this, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you. The press conference today at 11. I heard last night that they were having a press conference. If someone knows, like, for sure that they're having a press conference, I will be happy to show it. Okay, so she was turning 16. So she was just 15? Oh my God. That is crazy. So sad. California to license at 16. Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, first of all, I want to go over some pictures with you. Thank you guys for your donations. I appreciate it. And if you guys will hit the thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it as well. So, first of all, I want to give you guys a trigger warning. So, some say she was turning 16, some say she was turning 17. But so, trigger warning, I am going to be showing some photos that may trigger you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So this is Kylie. I was able to edit the in different filters and the lighting with some screenshots and stuff. So it appears that Kylie was I don't know if you can see, but she has her arm close to her face, and she so the way it appears, if I'm correct, her feet would be at the driver or the passenger side. My mods can help me with this. Um, and her head would be on the other side, almost up next against the little window, is the way that I uh, see it personally. Hey, Cher, good to see you. So, yeah, there was different filters that we can go through as well. Um, Also, it appears that she has, like an Apple charger here as well, and the cord uh, is kind of wrapped around the visor. This, I've got a better photo I'll show you guys here in a little bit. This is appears to be the white and pink sweater. This is appears to be either a curling iron or a hairbrush, and then we've got the alcohol. One second. Bear with me 1 second so I can. Here is another photo. As you can tell, that these are rather graphic, but in my opinion, there is absolutely almost zero chance, in my opinion, that she crawled back there. And I'm going to explain uh, the reason I believe it, in my opinion. In no way am I trying to uh, convince you, make you believe in anything I believe. Your opinion uh, is your opinion. I'm just telling you mine. So this is the small little window, and it looks big because we're very close up to it, but this is the very small window that is in her Honda. It kind of separates the back seat to the trunk, as the car trunk goes, down kind of in a curve here. And this would be her head, and to me it seems like it's leaning up here a little ways, like almost on the side, and then we have the arm here, and then her in this picture her remains would be um her legs would be over here, because when he was on the other side of this window in the video, he says, um I see a pair of shoes. Okay. And this is another, as you can tell, this would be an arm and a hand. This would be her skull, and then her body would be laid out like this. Sorry, I've just got to go through some photos. This is another one. Um, you may not be able to see, but it's a good depiction of the skull. So, and with you can see the eyes and stuff. I am. Thank you, Not Built to Break. I appreciate it. Yes, yes. These are done by me. So, oh, is it not showing you what I'm seeing? Okay. Did they blur the pics? Um, yes, they did, but I literally went frame by frame, and you can, on the video, you can actually catch it. Um, yeah, if you Adventures with Purpose did blur the photos. You're absolutely right. But when you go frame by frame, uh, trust me. um, this is the actual measurements of Kylie's car. Um, some people were saying this right here looks like a phone, one of these white things, but I don't think it's this. I don't know. This is the window that is halfway rolled down. This is one of the photos with that's halfway rolled down. Many people was saying that they thought this was blood. In my opinion, I don't think that it's blood because it's all the way around here too. I think it's just sediment or algae, personally. Okay. Now, let's talk about the car. So it's the handle. Yeah, it's definitely not. I didn't think it's the phone or anything like that personally, but a lot of people was saying that. I personally don't. But I just wanted to mention it. I just want to kind of cover all theories, and different people believe different things. Thank you so much, Not Miltenberg. I appreciate your membership very much. Thank you. Yeah, there's going to be lots of dirt and algae and sediment inside. So let's go over some of. Hold on, let me see something right here. To me, what is that? I don't know what that part is. I was just looking. It just caught my eye. Sometimes you can look at something one moment and the next moment, you may be surprised. All right, I need to find a picture. Jagger has been saying lots and lots of stuff online. I think he's finally no longer talking, if I hear that correctly. Thank you so much, April T. I appreciate your membership. So we have to remember, guys, that this vehicle was upside down, right? And everyone's talking like, well, she would have to, crawl between the two seats and everything, float up between the two seats and then go down. But we have to remember the seats are upside down too. So the headrests are going to be down here. And for her to be driving the car, in my opinion, if it was an accident, like a just an accident by, you know, Kylie's herself, she would have literally had to, you know, get out of the front seat, which is, you know, to jump out of the front seat, which is not an easy thing to do by any means whenever, you know, there's a steering wheel right in front of you. Go over the console, right? Go to the back seats and then go between the seats on the bottom. Go through that, and then she would have been found up here in the trunk. To me, that is not plausible. It doesn't. Yes, but a tight space, and she's 5'7". Yeah, I'm 5'8". So she was almost as tall as I am. So, you know, so let's say she's in the driver's seat, right? She's going to have to get out of her seat and then go over the console and then back here, right? And then remember the seats there, the headrest is right here. See, here's a headrest. Literally right here. And let's just picture another one over here. She's going to have to go through that little headrest, and then she would be found right in this area. It's, to me, so very improbable. And also, you have to remember Adventures with Purpose, right? They do this stuff every day. Okay, someone read she was 5'4". Regardless whether you're 5 foot, 5'4", 5'8", 5'7", it doesn't make sense. Yes, and that's a very good point, Tabitha. All that in 30 seconds with water rushing in? Nope, don't think so. Not. It's just not. It's just not. And we also have to remember Adventures with Purpose does this stuff every single day. Ask them, how many times have you found a person in the back? Hello, Moto. Hold on one second, guys. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I was that was my neighbor. I'm at work right now, and that was my neighbor, and she was calling me, and I was like, I hope everything's okay. So, you know, when you get your neighbor calling you. But this morning, I turned the water on, and like it was, it looked like mud coming out of the freaking faucet. Side note, I know I'm rambling, but she was calling me. She's like, "Is your water okay?" And I was, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an act, you know, something happened, God forbid. Yes. Now, I heard the guy on Zav Girl. Love her channel, by the way. Very sweet soul. I remember hearing that, and like the first force of the water is, it's very powerful. You know, you want to try to jump out of that car beforehand, um, as soon as you possibly can. So to me, it's just very, thank you, Sandy. It just doesn't sound right to me, in my opinion, that all of these are going to happen. Not to mention, thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you for your membership. Thank you, guys. If you guys would join the membership, I would greatly appreciate it. We would love to have you. It just doesn't make sense to me. None of this. You have a window that is broke. I mean, and then you have a window that's halfway down. I don't see it happening at all. Let me find this other picture. I literally have so many windows open, guys, because I have so much to talk about. So this is the back headrest. And you have to remember that these are going to be flipped over. So she's going to be going through these two things. And let me just tell you, let's say, for instance, this happened by pure accident and she was in the driver's seat. Okay, that she was in the driver's seat, right? You're not going to float all the way back there and then these two seats be flipped over and then go through down here on the bottom and go through. You just can't do it. It's just you can't. Like if you're deceased, you don't, like, you would have to, like, you float after a certain amount of time when you die. But what would get you back there to begin with, past literally 2 rows of seats, because you're not floating in the beginning and you have to go down. And floating doesn't mean going down and then up. So I just want to, I'm not very good at explaining that, but Navy vet for the broken. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So that's that. Here is a video that, here, I'm going to show you guys this while I find something.
Approach the driver's side window. Try to get a look inside. You cannot positively identify anybody inside yet. I'm looking at the back now.
10-4. Take your time. Be safe.
I see windows at the back, away towards the back window.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I just confirm there are human remains in the vehicle. Over.
10-4.
The passenger window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver side window.
So we've got two windows that are broken out, one window halfway down. This is a photo of Kylie's car after it was on the tow truck. And as you can see, they tarp it from the inside. That way they preserve evidence. Yeah, this was his first. Yeah, you can see the window halfway down. Absolutely peace with Denise. You could he was very upset. I know this had to, really mess with him. Your first body, to see like that in the state that they can be in is three times I listen and three I hear one broken. Okay. Sorry, my camera is a little screwy. A lot of people were talking about airbags. Well, we called Honda and we did talk to him about it. I am going to be sharing that recording this evening. I do have to do some editing on it a little bit. But airbags only work if you are sitting in a seat. There is a sensor in each seat. If I'm a driver and there is nobody in the passenger seat and I have a crash, my airbags will go off. These airbags over here will not go off. They will only go off if someone is sitting in the seat. Now, let's say that you start your car, you put it in gear, and you forget your house keys or something in the house, right? You jump out of your car, it starts going down the hill, it hits another car. You do not have to be going fast. No, you do not have to be going fast for the airbags to be going off. That is an absolute misconception. I thought the same thing. I thought you had to be going like 30 miles an hour or something. Not true. It is not based on really any miles per hour or speed or anything like that. It's based upon impact, and if it makes a bunch of the sensors go off, that is when it sends it to you. So let's see here. Thank you so much, NSD. On front passenger was broken, rear driver's side window was halfway down. Front passenger at time of discovery. I'll get back to that in a second because I want to talk about that. Thank you for your super chat, by the way. I was yeah. You have to. It has to have a certain amount of impact for them to go off. So like I said, if I left my keys inside, I had my thing in gear, my car was going down a hill and was going 50 miles an hour and hit another car or hit a wall, and there was nobody in the car whatsoever, no airbags would go off. No airbags would go off. No, we're not saying no impact. We are not saying no impact whatsoever. What I am saying is we have to think about, I mean, you go straight into the water. I mean, that can be, some people say it's like hitting a brick wall, running straight into the water. But let's see here. Also, you if a like a belly smack, yeah, big girl, yes. Also, if your car is like in neutral, if your car is in neutral, you have to have two things for your airbags to go off. At least one is, it depends on the model, but one is you have to be sitting in the seat. You have to be sitting in the seat. The other one is you have to have the ignition on. You have to have the ignition on. And if, was the ignition on? I'm going to talk about the black box here in a little bit and what all that entails as well. It's you just gotta. Those are just what you have to have. I was trying to. So there is the collision sensor, is what they are called. And these are obviously airbags that are deployed, and they are deployed in like milliseconds. That's how fast all of these sensors have to make. I mean, a crash happens like that. So all the sensors have to go off in that short of a time frame for the the airbags to come out. See, it says it, and also if a car is parked, turned off, and is hit while you are shopping, the airbags will not deploy. And the reason is because there is a sensor in the driver's seat, and the airbag system usually does not have any electrical power if you don't have the key in the ignition or the engine turned on. That is also what Honda was telling us as well. In my opinion, upside down, you can't float to a hatch because you would float up to the back seat, then drop to the hood of the back seat when pressure equalized. Exactly. It's exactly right. Okay. I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you, Peace with Denise. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Rest in peace, Kylie. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Laura, for your membership. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So that is another question that, we need to ask. Was Kylie driving? In my opinion, she was not. In my opinion. Now, opinions aren't facts, though, but I don't think that, like, I get it. You can be disoriented whenever you go have an accident like this. But even if you're like feeling your way around, which you don't have much time, you're running out of oxygen, but you kind of know where the water would be coming in at, especially if the windows are down and or broken. And second of all, you're going to know where the water was coming in, so that's the way you go out. You're not going to, it doesn't make sense to crawl back. You need to crawl out. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Look at the cargo straps in the hatch. Hold on 1 second. Oops. So let me find it. Another thing. My two mods, they'll know who I'm talking about. Could you look at your text message that I just sent, please, just a few minutes ago? I have a question on something. Towing your vehicle. When your vehicle is this was behind the motorhome one, but it's still the same way. If your Honda is in neutral, and this goes for most cars, truthfully, if your Honda, thank you, Kimberlyn, I appreciate it. If your Honda is in neutral, your car will not start. It won't start. It has to be in gear. It has to be in park to start. So that's another thing. Was the keys found in the ignition, or were they outside the ignition? There's just a lot of questions. also with the Honda with the towing. Based upon Kylie's car, we checked the VIN number. So her car is a four-wheel drive. There's all-wheel and there's four-wheel. Sorry, that I was having some trouble there. Sorry, it froze and I had to fix it. I think my VPN was giving me like a fit. Yes. You know something? Based on what you just said there, it reminded me of something. Do you remember when Sammy said, we keep the group small and for things to come in our way with just a small group of us? That was always, she's like, just like 5 or 6 of us. That was always a strange comment to me, because I think, okay, well, you got Sammy, and her other friends that were there, and then maybe Jagger or someone else. Am I still frozen? What? Someone said, are you frozen or really good Botox? God, I wish it was Botox. Okay, I'm not. Okay, thank God. I was just making sure. Give me 1 second. Um, I see you. And my other mods, I just messaged you. All right. So I can show you, like, Kylie's vehicle. I'm literally looking at the report right now. It's a 4-wheel drive, 5-speed, 2.4 liter, and 3,426 pounds. Overall length, 178.30 inches. Overall height, 65.10 inches. Overall width, 71.60. And this is literally her car with her, which I don't know if I'm allowed to show it or not, so I'm just not going to. Dimension. Oh, okay, hold on one second. I can show this part, I think. I think I can show this part. Okay, so this is the exact one, right? Standard to, okay, I want to find the dimensions and weight, exterior dimensions and weight. I want to find the interior dimensions. Front suspension, rear headroom, front headroom, rear shoulder room. I don't, does anyone, 56 inches, because the girl was dead. Said the girl. What? All the calls use. Thank you so much, Navy Vet. I can only think of twice that Adventures with Purpose was pulled away after locating the vehicle. Police took over. Owner divers sent to recover. Adventure with Purpose forced to leave area. Respect crime scene. Yes. I think it has to be said, whenever Adventures with Purpose says that it's potential, that there could be foul play here, I think we need to listen to them, in my opinion, because this is what they do. They've known enough, they've seen enough bodies and scenes and the way that the bodies are in the car. And I just don't think, that I don't think this was accident, in my opinion. I just don't. I'm just waiting for my mods to respond on something. Here is a closer picture. It's more of a clear picture. Oh, wait on that. This is from Adventures with Purpose. And when you change the collar a little bit, to me, that is that sweater. To me, I feel like it is definitely that sweater. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I bought a sweater just like the one Kylie had. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway for it if somebody wants it. Because I can't fit it. Is that a computer? To me, it looks like a MacBook Air charger. But no, this right here, if you're talking about this right here, no, this is the sun visor. This is the sun visor. And this is the charger, as you can see. Now, remember, they said that Kylie and Sammy, they went back to the car to charge her phone. In my opinion, that's when something happened. So this right here is a nice little color coded map, and it's the camper who witnessed large groups of vehicles arriving at 9:30 and leaving at 12:30. The red, right? So the camper who witnessed, people coming in and leaving all at once was right up here. The location of the party and the boxing match was literally right here. Can y'all see this? I want to make sure y'all can see it. Okay. Right? Now, remember, Kylie was found right here. Right here. So this is where the party's going on. Now, Kylie was parked up here. In the beginning, everyone thought like she was parked, like they were parked all down here. But Kylie and all of them parked right up here. This is the road to where they, go out. This is the main road to get out. And so everybody passes the camper that saw the mass exodus at 12:30. It's very strange. I don't think that was an accident. There was some more parking down in this area in the purple right here. But if she's parked up here, right? And she ends up right here. Dirt road goes to 89 unless you have a special off-road vehicle. You can drive this way, which is the green, which I don't see many people driving that way, to be honest with you. The blue is a steep hill with lots of tree stump, can be driven through, or can't be driven through. I apologize. Right here. And down here is where Kylie was found. I can see you taking a wrong way, you know what I mean? But what I can't see is after you get, you not only make another wrong turn, you're going down through here and you're driving through here. I just don't see it. And then ending up in the water like that. I just don't see it. How could they not notice it was in neutral when the tow caught? Well, that's another thing, right? So they thought that if you're talking about the camping, or not the camping, but the people, the couple who called in for the roadside assistance, they had their car in neutral, and that's why it wouldn't start. Now, why do you have your car in neutral? Thanks, Natasha. You shouldn't have your car in neutral. See, that part of the story throws me, AAA. it throws me off because I'm like, is that them? Is it not them? But you kind of like talk about this guy, and he's got a hat on and he's got hair sticking out like Jagger. And then Jagger's oh my god, guys, Jagger's acting freaking erratic. Freaking erratic. I'm going to show you guys. Jesus to goodness. Look at this. So this is from Jagger. After responding to your comment, I'm just going to ignore all the dumbasses that say shit like this. She was drunk driving on steep shoreline, could have happened to anyone. Now please just respect her and her family and give her peace. And then what else? And then this person said, Jagger, I'm not accusing you, but do you truly believe that's what happened? You know her and the people involved better than any of us. You don't have to make a comment or answer me. I'm just curious that the people close to her truly think. So I don't believe he responded on that one. But there's more. A lot more, actually. He's young, and we got to give him that, but it's not looking good. Yeah, most cars will not start in neutral. They will not start in neutral. Trust me. I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's bad enough that there could be just an accident, right? Just an accident. But then if you have multiple young people involved, they've ruined their lives. They've ruined Kylie's parents and family's lives. And then they ruin their own parents and families' lives. So it's best for this to just be an accident. That's bad enough. But whenever you have these things that are showing up, it's, and we reached out for comment. We talked to, Jagger reached out for comment when Adventures with Purpose came out and said, we said, what did you think of the documentary? Not documentary, or the recording. And he said, it was like, I forget what he said. I see you can tell you it was they're dumbasses or something like that. And I was like, are you kidding me, Jagger? You should be like thanking God for Adventures with Purpose. You should literally be thanking God. Well, they're saying he was 3 to 4 hours away. But I don't know. Thank you, Hush Puppy. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. You're very kind, Hush Puppy. Thank you. South African. I love you. I want to come visit you sometimes, Hush Puppy. I'll gladly come to South Africa. Gladly. I am amazed. Jagger, where was the comment? Jagger's parents are allowing him to text anything. Well, I mean, he's over 18. You know. Well, what was that other comment he made, guys? He said, shit, what was that comment? And I was like, how do you know that, Jagger, if you weren't there? He said something, and I'm like, how the hell do you know that? If you weren't there, Jagger. I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty. That's not for me to decide, except for law enforcement. But all I'm saying is, based upon, you know, they just really need to confirm his location. And I think that'll really help. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull this. I'm trying to. Damn it. Yes, I've got his response. Thank you so much. I've got his response to Adventures with Purpose 2. Hold on. Is it under this? Where the hell is it? Thank you, Robin. Love you, honey. Thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, he was very hard on Adventures with Purpose. This is one I haven't seen, actually. I just now saw. Why does everyone need someone to blame? I'm taking a break from social media until you guys start to use your heads. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. He's young. You know what I mean? And I don't want to blame anybody if they're, they're not having anything to do with it. But the tow truck guy, that's what threw everyone's hair up, 16 hours ago. Damn, where is this thing, guys? Isn't this beautiful? Someone did this for Kylie's 17th birthday. I'm still looking for something. I've got way too much shit open. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Okay. Legacy, it's that one. This is a good interview.
Shaddix live in Reno. And Ro, we know that you spoke exclusively with Kylie's close friend and her boyfriend, who checked some of the locations where they know that teen spent time before.
Right. Nikki and Eric, her boyfriend Jagger took us to this location. You could look behind me and see the beautiful lights of downtown Reno. He said they love spending hours up here. In fact, one time they were locked in, the gates were locked behind them, that they ended up spending the night in their car. Now, her friends described her as a very strong woman. She was a fighter, and they said definitely they are confident that she is still alive. It's been 5 days since Kylie Rodney's boyfriend, Jagger Westfall, has heard from her. He says they texted each other before she left for a senior farewell party at the Prosser family campground, the last place anyone so far has reported seeing her.
Then at 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." And that was the last time I heard from her.
Kylie's close friend Kate Kuno says they spent the afternoon together on Friday, just hours before she disappeared.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. She was, everything was normal. I don't think she drank later. I would have noticed if something was slightly off.
While law enforcement, including the FBI, continued their search today in and around Prosser Campground and Reservoir, Jagger, Kate, and another friend went to Reno to do their own search for Kylie. They don't believe she's still in Truckee. Kate said the day before the party, she and Kylie and some friends came to Reno to have some fun. Reno was also a place that Jagger said he and Kylie could get away and have some special time here. They welcomed Fox 40 to go along with them as they headed to the hills, a place where Jagger and Kylie have spent countless hours.
So this was definitely one of our most frequented places in Reno to hang out, and there's barely ever anyone here.
They say if Kylie ended up with the wrong crowd that night, they're confident she can take care of herself.
Her dad taught her a lot of stuff about self-defense, things like that. I taught her how to get out of sticky situations. And I know that she's smart. She wouldn't do something that's gonna definitely put her life in risk.
Everything I know about Kylie, she's just an amazing person. She's strong. She's not dumb. She's not gonna do something that she knows will put herself in danger.
I really need her back, and I mainly just need to know that she's safe. That's all I really need at this point, and I just really want to hug her again.
Now, we know that Jagger is staying with Kylie's mom tonight. If they are tuned in, we wish them well after a long day of searches. And Jagger just wants everyone to know that people are out there that know something. He encourages them to give the Placer County Sheriff's Office a call. You can stay anonymous. Reporting live from Reno tonight, Rowan.
Hey guys, is it 11 Pacific or is it 11 Eastern or 12 Eastern that then they're going to be doing the press conference? All right. This is how to get a 2019 Honda CRV into neutral.
So we have a 2019 Honda CRV. The shifter is right here. Well, this is the shifter. That's the access to the release. You're gonna put a screwdriver in here like this. Pop open the cover. But when you pop the cover up, you're gonna want to make sure that you use 2 fingers. Well, just be careful because that cover will pop off, and then if it goes flying, it will be a problem. So again, you have the cover with the cutout that way. Just remember the way that it goes. Put that in the cup holder so you don't lose it. Right in here is a button. All right, that button, you push it down like this. Once you push it down, you can squeeze and shift and get it into whatever gear you want. At that time, I always like to put the covers back. So you're gonna put the cover back with the cutout facing the passenger side. You'll see 2 small little holes where these tabs are gonna go in, and then pop it in place and you are done. And then put it back in park. I always like to put those covers back before anything because the shifter is out of the way and you can actually move your hand around and get in there nice and easy. All right, so that's the cover. And again, this is a 2019 Honda CRV. Thanks for watching.
You do have to, 2 hours. Okay. 11 Pacific. I'm guessing when everyone is saying it's a few minutes, it would mean noon our time. I haven't. I'll check. Let's see if it's on the Placer County. If it's on Placer County. I don't see it. They better be releasing. You know, guys, it'll be very interesting to see what they say today. Are they saying, you think that they will say, if anyone taught about her car got set up on cruise control? Yes, niggas are. Do you think that they would be talking about, could this be going in a criminal investigation? Yes, that girl. That's very true. That's if it won't start and it has to be towed. Yes. The gear thing. Yes. Thank you so much, BC. Thank you. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you. I don't know if it's going to be in Nevada County or Placer. Let me check Nevada County. How about that? Nevada County Sheriff's Office. They may be going over, obviously not the toxicology report, but they may go over the cause and the manner of the autopsy. I fam out there, and I was questioning this. Nevada County. It's not on Nevada County's Twitter. I don't see anything on Nevada County's Twitter. Let me just make sure, though. Nope. Let me go to their official page here. I'll show you guys. Okay. It's from the 27th. Go to their Twitter. Again. Nope. Nothing. If it wasn't for Ada. That is exactly right, Sandy. That is exactly right. I mean, Adventures with Purpose, they are angels on earth. Did anyone see where the Placer makes around $500,000 in pay and benefits before he even became sheriff? And the sheriff in Nevada County makes around $400,000 a year in pay and benefits. Wow. Wow. So we'll just have to wait and see if anybody has anything as far as pertaining to the press conference, or let me know.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
1 second. Yeah, got that. Here is the thank you, love. Love you too. Has a triple guy is legit. Let's go. Here's an updated. Make sure you can see it. Make it bigger, a little bit bigger for you. Here. Let me open it in a new room. An updated timeline. Can y'all see that or no? Still trying to get it as big for you as I can. All right. $12 last time Elsa sees Sammy. 12:03 last location mom was able to see at campground. So Kylie's mom couldn't see her anymore at the campground after 12:03. 12:20 all lights taken out of trees and generator used for the party is taken home. So obviously at 12:20 it's dark. Dark. 12:25 last time Sammy sees Kylie. I was leaving and I gave her a hug telling her I loved her and goodbye and for her to get home safe or be safe. 12:30 Snapchat data shows ping in same location at campground. Campers David and Jennifer Nepove witnessed a large group of cars leaving the party. That's on out of the road where they saw everyone go in and they saw a mass exodus leave all at once. Kylie falls into a hole next to where Elsa and her friends are talking. They help her up and ask if she was okay, and she said yes. Elsa's friend asked if Kylie had a ride because he was taking Elsa home and he had space in his car. Kylie said she had a ride and walked away alone towards where the car was parked. No headlights or anything else seen from that direction for remainder of Elsa's time there. Last time Elsa sees Kylie. So between 12:30 and 12:33. 12:33 Kylie's phone is turned off. I have a question. I just thought of something. Like, I don't know if this is considered a conspiracy there, but I wonder if could someone have been waiting for her, like in her car or around her car? All the lights are off. It's getting dark. Is that possible? Is it probable? From 12:30 to 12:33. Okay. From 12:30 to 12:33. From in the 3 minutes, she falls in a hole and she's walking alone back to her car. 12:33 Kylie's phone is turned off. 12:36 Sammy receives a call from Kylie. But how the hell are you going to receive a call if her phone is off? And I haven't heard, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't heard Sammy correct the time. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know. Sammy receives a call from Kylie asking Sammy if she needs a ride home. Sammy is in someone else's car at the time, quote, pretty much on 89 with my ride on her way home. Sammy states when she called me, she was not in the car. I could hear her at the party and many people talking in the background. But this is the thing, guys, right? Well, first of all, I mean, it could be someone else's phone, but Sammy didn't say it was from someone else's phone. A. And B, the lights had already been taken down. The generator has already left, right? So it's going to be dark there. People's leaving at that time. Like everybody's leaving. You know, there's no lights. People's leaving. The party's over. Time to go home. But Sammy is walking back to her car alone. So why are you going to be hearing music playing and a bunch of people when you're walking back to your car alone? That's exactly right, April. That's what I'm saying. Yes. That's the question. That's the question. And why, after you said bye to her, you know, Sammy says, she says bye to Kylie and hugs her and tell her to get home safe or be home safe. And then you get in your car and Kylie calls you and asks if she needs a ride home. So if Sammy receives a call from Kylie, right? She has enough wherewithal in her head, right? If we believe Sammy, she has enough consciousness in her head to think about, oh, wait, I need to call my friend Sammy to make sure she doesn't need a ride. Even though Sammy just hugged her friend less than 10 minutes before that and told her to make it home safe. It does not add up. It doesn't. Either the story is intentionally being told wrong, or their memory isn't correct, or something's off. So, okay. Take care, honey. Sorry. Let's see here. All right, so we got she could hear people at the party in the background. 12:40. Two boys redacted or marked out. Juniors start yelling at each other and were about to fight, but didn't. One walked away and the others blocked off the main road out with his vehicle and started playing music. No one could have left the main way after that. This is the video from the news. We see the boy screaming and people standing around. Did Kylie call Sammy from the same phone she called tow truck with? People was dead to me. I mean, I don't know. So two boys, they're juniors, started yelling at each other and were about to fight, but didn't. One walked away and the other blocked off the main road out with his vehicle and started playing music. No one could have left the main way after that. This is a video from the news. We see one of the boys. I'm sure most of you guys have seen that. But to me, that didn't look like it was like at a road. Yeah. I think it was a different. I mean, maybe it was a different part. To me, it didn't look like they were on a road. I know I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Sammy's bruises. And that's at 12:40. 12:50, Elsa begins walking to her friend's car all the way back at the pavement road. They walk on the Y intersection, left out, right to water, and turn left. 1 a.m., Elsa pulls away from the party. 8 a.m., Mom wakes up and realizes Kylie never made it home. 9 a.m., friend and mom wait at Starbucks to see if Kylie showed up for a scheduled camping trip. Okay. I mean, when you're young, yeah, you have more energy and stuff. But, like, let's just say they didn't get in bed till 2 o'clock. You think they're going to go camping the next day at 9 o'clock? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Hell, I mean, I wouldn't. What is the news station that covers the press conference? I don't know. I'll have to check. I think it's I can't remember that girl. I'll have to look and see who I normally stream it through. I don't remember. I think it's just completely overwhelmed and it's talking it out anywhere she can write. You know. They were who was at the meeting point. I mean, it just says friends. Okay. Now, 5:47 that evening, the authorities send the first tweet about Kylie. Placer County and Nevada County incident is still being held. So, I don't know. Let me check my text. Oh. Here, I need to show you all this. Let me email it to myself. All right. This is from Nevada County Sheriff's Office. It says, earlier this week, we had the opportunity to meet with Adventures with Purpose, AWP, to debrief lessons learned from the search for Kylie Rodney. Their expertise in handling dozens of cases like this throughout the country was extremely helpful. We appreciate their humble approach to providing us with information and tools that will allow us to improve our capabilities. This was an extremely beneficial debrief, and we are appreciative of the time that they invested in this case. Keep up the great work, AWP. That's nice. Um, I hope, for those of you that follows the Summer Wells case, I hope and pray that Ronnie Lawson will look at this and say, you know what? Just because we checked the water, maybe we missed something, and maybe we should let Adventures with Purpose come in and look for Summer. All they can do is get is not find her or not find her. But it's not going to hurt either way. I'm pretty sure the cops and or FBI have subpoenaed the service company for phone records. The case is still ongoing and won't see anything until arrest until. Yeah, we'll just have to, it's a waiting game. It's chilling, isn't it, Bernadette? If anybody wants to come up and comment, you're welcome to. Also, I wanted to show you guys about what does a black box can tell the full story behind a car crash and how to know if your car has one. According to most recent data available from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, there were almost 6.5 million car crashes in 2017. 6.5 million. In just the past 5 years, the number has increased by 1 million. Additionally, the typical driver files an accident claim with their insurance about once every 17.9 years, so about every 18 years. While those numbers don't mean that a crash is inevitable, it does mean that it can be an avoidable risk with spending time behind the wheel, and an expensive one at that. It's crucial to have an accurate account of the crash. While many turn the dashboard camera to recording purposes, your car likely has a secret asset that may not be aware of, an event data recorder, also known as a black box. A black box is a computer in your car. Let me see if it'll read it for me. I got a headache. Let me know if you can hear this.
A black box is a computer in your car, and it can be used for diagnostic purposes in newer cars. By newer, probably within the last 10 years, explained Forrest Horn, a partner and attorney at Raleigh-based law firm Martin & Jones. For purposes of what I'd call accident analysis or accident reconstruction, all of these boxes record speeds, increases in speeds, decrease in speeds, braking, the time between braking, if the vehicle has been impacted, all sorts of information that we can utilize. Oftentimes, car crashes can devolve into he said, she said situations, especially when there are no third-party witnesses. The last thing either driver involved wants is to admit fault, since that typically means covering the damages for both yourself and the other party involved, depending on your state's laws. In North Carolina, for example, if a driver's
You hear?
actions contributed in any way to the crash, they forfeit eligibility for compensation. For Horn, he's seen the usefulness of black box data firsthand, especially with regard to North Carolina's fault laws. We had a case recently involving a woman who was going to work early.
Oh, come on, play. What?
We had a case recently involving a woman who was going to work early in the morning, and a truck ran a red light, then attempted to blame it on her, claiming that he had the right of way, Horn explained. The good thing about getting us involved early in that case is we were able to get the computer downloads on her car and the truck before they were repaired, and then also obtain pictures. Horn continued, what we were able to prove, with physical evidence, is that his version of the events was untrue. If we had been contacted 6 months later, the computer on the truck would probably have been reset when it was repaired. Her car, the same thing. There was an allegation that she was going 55, and she was going less than 35. When people wait, evidence disappears, and it makes the case much more difficult either to settle or prevail in front of a jury. The process of obtaining black box data is easier said than done. According to Horn, there's a chain of custody for gathering black box data that must be followed in order for the evidence to be considered credible. Since not just anyone can decipher the information, it has to be given to crash reconstruction experts and run through a computer program. The program is then able to translate the data and give it context in regard to the wreck. It's also important to preserve any details about the vehicle's condition and location when the black box was taken. Just another reason why time is of the essence. We have an expert that goes out and downloads data from black boxes, and he'll document when he went, what the condition of the vehicle was, the serial number on the vehicle, the identifying information on the black box, who was present, all that sort of information, Horn explained. You and I couldn't decipher that information. It has to be run through a computer program that these accident reconstruction experts have, but they are able to extract and translate the data, and then say where it came from and when it came from the black box. A simple online search of a car's make, model, and year will yield results as to whether or not that specific vehicle is equipped with a black box. For those with vehicles that aren't equipped with black boxes, it may be possible to install one depending on the make and model of the car. This article was written for our sponsor, Martin & Jones.
So, the black box can tell a lot when it comes to a car, but they need to get it within a certain amount of time. JP, can I see your face? JP. Okay. There we go.
It's pretty bad.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
This is pretty bad. Just dragging my ass out of bed. But my husband and I was talking last night about the situation with everybody thinking that a body could have floated to the back of that car.
Right.
And he says there's no possible way. If the car was upside down and you're floating in water, you would float to the bottom of the car because the car would now be at the top, because things generally float up.
Correct.
And so in order for her to be able to clear anything, she would have had to
sink
down. And even if she looks to be on the taller side, and in order for her to get to that back cavern of the car, the length would have stopped her from getting back to that position anyway. The length of her.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So there are
Um,
many reasons why there's no possible way that she could have made it back there
exactly.
if she was incapacitated in any way.
Yeah, it's
Also, was her phone turned off or was it dead? There's a big difference. If
well, I mean, they said she just charged it at 11 o'clock.
Right, and if she had turned it off, then that could mean that there's nothing nefarious going on. Or if someone turned it off, then there could be nefarious things going on. If it just simply died, then there's just a big question mark.
I mean, if they can get the with the manufacturer, it'll tell them if the phone was manually powered down and what the battery was at, if the battery was dying, or if it was manually powered off. They can actually tell you the diagnostics even on your phone. So now with Apple is a whole different ball game. Apple will not give you anything. So I don't know if she had an Apple phone or if she had an Android phone. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see.
Well, I think there's many questions to be had, like everybody else thinks, and I really think that there are a couple of people that they're on target. And Xana May, I think, is connected to this in a big way.
You think so?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I watched a couple of videos of her, and the non-complacency that she has, she's just trying to poo-poo this whole thing away. And she doesn't seem like she has, like, watching you and Molly and other people, you can see the concern and the care, not only through your voice, but through your face. And the time that you're spending in this whole thing. She doesn't have that. She's very cold. She's very calculating. I think you need to take a look at her a little bit more. But I think there are a couple of people on the internet, and I'm not going to say who, but I think there are a couple of people on the internet that are talking about this on a regular basis that are over the target. And I hope it comes out pretty quickly, but I couldn't get over that back thing. Everybody's saying that she had to have floated to the back. There's no possible way.
Right.
So, but I'll jump out and let you talk to somebody else. Thanks for all you do, and have a wonderful day.
No problem. Thank you. Camille, just give me 1 second. I want to play something for you guys very quickly. This is by Adventures with Purpose. Credit is due to them using this under the
vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on. But
let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that everything was working great on the vehicle. At that point in time, I did notice that she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt, so it looked like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt. Was it dark gray or light gray?
It was light gray.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy there that was with her at time being. He was wearing a black San Francisco flat top ball cap facing forwards, brown hair that's sticking out just a little bit on the sides. It was kind of like they were both kind of at unease is what it looked like for me, like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day, or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on. But other than that, he was a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it, with a bro tank, and it was a white bro tank. He had some freckles on his face, or maybe it was acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. He was also a little bit shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared. But it was around noonish, 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. During that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave, and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me; they go through
dispatch. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call, and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead, she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was, you mentioned she was asking funny questions and acting weird.
Granted, I at the time I didn't realize again that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the towing industry my whole life, so you see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal. So I can see why at the time it's just a normal call.
She kept on going over that, how do you secure your seatbelt firmly and do it correctly, and that's
when she was asking this. Was the guy that she was with right there too?
He was on the opposite side of the car.
So he could hear the conversation as well?
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side. And it was just a back and forth, a tag team. Better to say, one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on another. They were never close to each other.
She was uncomfortable. Right. Yeah. Because, that screams awkwardness and someone being uncomfortable, and when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her, if not dealing with you the entire time, and not her. Did she seem high or intoxicated, or?
I thought that maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed.
That says a lot to me. And the reason it says a lot to me, in my opinion, I think that the authorities cleared, they cleared the video, but I think that was put out for a reason. They allowed Adventures with Purpose to put that out. As possibly a little message to the two people who was ever in that car. In my opinion, I think it was potentially Jagger and another female. The female, I don't know who, but I do think that the tow truck driver would know if that was Kylie or not. And the tow driver never said what the girl looked like, really. And he would know if it was Kylie or not. And to me, I was thinking maybe they had her car and she was, it was potential that Kylie could be in the back, and that's why when one of them was talking to the tow truck driver, the other one would move here just to kind of make sure they weren't going around to the back. You know what I mean? And then they would switch. But one would always kind of be on guard. Just a thought.
I was gonna say, um, in the video that you just played before you played it, I was gonna say that he did state that the female said that her phone was dead, so they used the male's. And I thought I heard in that video that Ickmel played with Jared that they asked him, the roadside assistance guy, if it was Kylie, and I think he said that it wasn't. I'm not sure. I think I remember hearing that. And also, I was going to tell you, Justin, that on Ickmel's show, there was a lady that sent him like a transcript of Sammy's statement. She had like typed it out word for word. And if you listen to that, it is even more suspicious than if you're actually listening to it. She stumbles a whole lot. There's a part where she says when Kylie called her and she says that she was already on her way home and she was in the passenger seat. And why she has to specifically state she was in the passenger seat, I don't know, but she did hesitate and she said, I was in the passenger seat. So she almost said, I was driving. So, but if you listen to that transcript, it really makes you go, whoa. So,
things that make you go, you know,
I,
those things.
very much so when you listen to that and all her stuttering and almost slipping and saying things and then catching yourself and, you know, stuff like that. And then the other thing I was going to say is I remember you when you were talking about Jagger's response to how he felt about the video, and he said that all he said was it's BS. I immediately think, from my perspective, if I wasn't guilty and that sounded very accusatory, my first reaction would have been, hell no, that was not me. I was nowhere around, nowhere near. That was not me. I would, defend myself. But his reaction was, that's BS. So yeah. I hope and pray that they get this figured out. I really, really do. For Kylie and her family.
I do too. I think there's going to be some arrests soon.
I hope so.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I hope so. And I had a CRV, and I was talking to my husband about it this morning, and he was like, well, you remember what the back of the CRV is? He said, there's no way that she would have been way back there like that when her car went in the water and everything, because of the way that that back portion is of the CRV. So
yes,
it's so sad.
Who asked about a seatbelt and everything?
I know, exactly.
And like, to me, I mean, the car was in neutral, right? The car was in neutral. That's what they found out. The AAA driver. That's why it wasn't starting. It wasn't the battery. So to me, this lets me know that these people who are driving this car are not familiar with this car.
Exactly.
They are not familiar with this damn car.
No, see, I never thought about it that way. Wow.
If that's your car, you're going to spend that much time wanting to know how to correctly fasten your seatbelt? Really?
Yes.
Really? These
are young kids, maybe, young adults, but they're still kids, you know what I mean? So
right.
It's yeah.
They know everything already. You can't get in there and tell them how to fasten a seatbelt. They'd tell you. Or my 18-year-old would, he knows every damn thing right now, he thinks.
Well, I know, but kids God, I sound old, and I'm not, but like,
Well, I am, so go ahead.
no, but like kids that are like, I don't know, 25 and younger nowadays, like they're just different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
And
I
that's
have a
my kids included. They're not, you know, we were raised without the internet, right? You know what
Exactly.
I mean? And they talk different, everything, and they think differently.
yeah,
So
I have a 22-year-old son and a 23-year-old daughter, and they it's crazy,
it's
crazy.
it's just different. It's just different. I don't know.
They drive me insane, and just the way that just everything. Some of the stuff they do, I'm like, I would never ever in front of my mother say
Yes,
stuff like that. Who are you?
yes, I know.
Yeah, it's a totally different generation for sure.
I know, and I mean, like my kids, I'm like they make straight A's. You know, I mean, they're geniuses, but they got a lick of common sense. I'm trying to give them common sense.
Oh, that's
You know
my
what I
daughter.
mean?
She has her master's, but she don't have a damn lick of common sense. She
Yeah.
drove probably about 40 miles with the window mirror. It didn't, she hit a garbage can, so it didn't come completely off her side mirror. So she just let it flop in the damn, she's like, Mom, I mean, it's still connected to the wires and stuff. And I'm like, oh, hell, it's done beat the side of her car up. I mean, no common sense whatsoever. I'm like, Anna Claire, please, honey. But I mean, you just have to, and like you
Possible.
said, they don't get like, we would get to know somebody in person. We would read their facial expressions. You would know by talking to somebody, for a while or at a party or whatever, if it was somebody that you kind of wanted to let in your group or wanted to get to know better, girl, boy, whatever. But it's instant gratification. It's on the internet. It's whatever that
Yeah.
person puts out there. That's exactly how they are. But I try to tell my kids that's what they want you to see.
Yes.
That may not be that whole person. They're not
Absolutely.
going to go over there and put my life is shitty.
No, no.
They're
We only
living my
put
best life.
the best part of us on the internet. But it's
Exactly.
not real life. It's not real life because life is not like that.
But you
No.
can if your kids are young, and I know how so you're going to be open with your kids and
Yeah,
everything.
sure.
That's how I was with my 18-year-old son, and let me tell you, I am so proud of him. He came
Yeah.
home the other day, and he's just started college, and so when he put his 2-week notice in at his job, he said, Mom, one of the guys, he worked like at a parts place, kind of like an AutoZone, and when lawnmowers would come in, they'd assemble them and put them outside, and he said, the guy that I work with's been having a hard time. I'm going to take him to lunch. And I said, well, that's nice, Jack. So he came home and he said, this girl that was waiting on us, he said, she had just been crying. Her eyes were red and swollen. He said, but she did such a good job. He said, it's not like our food came later. She missed anything. He said, so I gave her $100 tip.
Dear
And
God.
I said, dang, Jackson, did you get her phone number? He said, Mom, that would be so creepy. But I did get her Instagram.
That's
But
how.
you just got to drive it into them. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to. I said, if I have to spend every minute on him to raise the last Southern gentleman, I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
And he, the other day, came in and he said, Mom, is there anything that you want like close to $400? I'm like, what did you do? I mean, have you done something that you're trying to get out of? And he said, no, Dad had a tire that's got a slow leak, so I just bought him 4 new tires.
Aw.
I mean,
What a
he's just
good
a good
boy.
boy.
That's a
He is
good
really
boy.
a good boy.
That's awesome.
But
That makes me
you just have to
hopeful for the
be,
future. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you just have to be open with them. And, I tell him, if you do something bad or whatever, tell me that is not going to define you. That one thing, don't let it define you. Learn from it and move on.
That's right.
Don't just stay in that. And we've had to talk about everything. Don't drink to cover up something that you don't want to be feeling right then,
But
because
it
you
goes
know
back to that thing, you know, not every parent has this, with
right.
their kid, and some parents, you know, let's just say, for instance, Jagger wasn't really with his his dad, 3 or 4 hours
Yeah,
away. Would his dad tell the truth?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I was going to ask you, Justin. If they so we don't know if they've actually confirmed his alibi. If
Right.
you We don't know that they haven't.
I mean, I can tell you that they have checked out his alibi, and they know where he was at by now. You know what I mean? Like, they know. I mean, we may not know, but they know for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they've
So,
pinged his phone and all
I
that
hope
kind of
so.
stuff.
Like my
But
husband
something that
hasn't.
I was going to ask you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, April.
Oh, okay, sorry. My husband hasn't. I mean, he's watched like bits and pieces of this with me because I watch it on my TV in my living room, and so I was kind of filling him in a little bit more, and he was like, he said, no, no. He said, what's going on with the police? Why did the police not see her car there if they were there? Are the police hiding stuff? And none of this makes sense, April. There's foul play somewhere. And I'm like, see,
Yes.
I was like, if you only knew the whole thing. But even, immediately he was like, oh no. And when I told him about the roadside assistance guy and her, questioning, how do I do my seatbelt? How do I do this? And he said, that to me immediately would have sent me some kind of signal saying, hey,
hmm
something's not right here. He said, there's no way I would have left there. I would have called it in or, done something. And I told him, I said, well, I don't think he was very old. So he probably just, didn't think much of it. And he probably doesn't have kids and it didn't register like it does,
Yeah.
with us because we have children. And so there's
Right.
everything just makes you go, wait.
Yeah.
And then, of
So,
course, the kids think that you're just being overreact. You're overreacting. Just
right.
Yeah.
calm down, mom. Chill out.
So this is hard to see, but here's the headrest, right?
Uh
Or here's
huh.
the headrest. And I mean, there's not very much room from the headrest to the ceiling, and there's, you know, that room right there.
And she looked like she had some long legs.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall she was, but in a lot of the videos, especially with her and Jagger dancing, she looks like she has a set of long legs for sure.
Yeah. And the
Did
way
you?
the way I gathered the photo that I was showing earlier of Kylie,
Mm-hmm.
uh the way I gathered it, her head was literally like here, like
Mm-hmm.
almost kind of sitting, not sitting up, but her head was more or less like laying, and her arm like was kind of like this, one of her arms, and then her feet was over here, and he was over on this side. I think when he was starting, and he said, "I see shoes," and I think there's little windows right here,
Yeah.
little tiny windows, and that's where we were looking through from in the video.
Did you see the video? And I cannot remember. In April, you may have seen it. It's I want to say the girl's name is like Zach or Zan or some.
Zav girl.
Okay, when she had Adventures with Purpose on and Ron.
hmm
Okay. Did you pay attention to like close to the end of them talking to Jared? He said something to the effect. Now I don't know word for word, but when if it something about when all this if something about things coming out and it will blow your mind.
Yes, he said there's another theory
Yes.
that would blow your mind, and and that's very interesting. And not to be hard on Jagger or anything, but it may not be Jagger. It could be
Right.
another person. But to me, I feel like, regardless, I feel like this has to do with a guy and another girl involved.
Yeah.
I feel like this is potentially, in my opinion, like some type of. I kind of thought it was. I mean, it still could be drug related, like but I feel like it's more of a. It could be a jealousy thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I totally have had that mean girl feeling,
Yeah.
and something keeps pulling me also to the fact that I do believe that her and Max were really good friends, probably better than anybody we've seen. And I know she said that she got freaked out and her boyfriend came and got her, after 10 minutes. But I believe she got the hell out of there because she may have known something was going to go down. And
Yes.
every time you see her next to Sammy, she looks scared shitless.
Yes.
She doesn't hardly talk. If Sammy starts to talk, she silences herself immediately and lets Sammy talk. And after the first time that you saw Mags by herself being interviewed, after that time, she echoed exactly what Sammy said on every single interview from there on out.
Yeah.
Okay, can I break in for 1 second? Because you guys are right on track on a lot of the things I think too. And I just want to bounce this off of you guys. Okay, when this first happened, Xana May was going around, we know, over where Kylie was. And I had felt like they know AWP is going to find Kylie. And who's trying to buy time, just like they were trying to buy time with that last text? Well, when this came out with the road assistance guy, I objectively listened. I thought, well, maybe I was wrong. And of course, I've heard it a few times. And as you listen to it and you pick up things, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And it got me to thinking, is he just an added distraction? He's part of the cover up, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
And I am
it.
not clearing Jagger or anything like that. I'm not going to badmouth him. I'm not going to say, one way or the other, because nobody can be completely ruled out. But I just found it funny that he perfectly describes Jagger. And so where do our minds go? We go straight to Jagger. We go straight to Kate.
Right.
And Kate does look very similar to Kylie. But I'm just saying, you listen to this man a few times and you just get to thinking, wait a minute. This isn't making sense. Why would she call and ask about her seatbelt and her car being in neutral? She knew more about her car than that. Also, she would have called her mom.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think you're right. Mom, that's why you haven't seen me yet, and it's the next damn day. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if it was, she allegedly asked for another 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, if she's going to, if that was really her that asked for another 45 minutes, then she's going to call her mom first.
Right.
I think so.
Or something.
So anyway, I just wanted to bounce that off of you because I really trust, and I think a lot of us are kind of headed down that right path. We're asking the right questions. I think we're looking at the right people because it is a crowd of people. And I think the other kids that know are scared because these are some big people that are involved in this.
Yes.
And it's a small town, So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And I'll go back to listening.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
much. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Well, thank you, Justin, for everything that you do and giving us this place where we can all kind of come and bounce ideas off each other. And, nobody gets their drawers in a wad or anything. It's just, we're not saying nobody, this person did this, I'm sure go get them. We're just saying, this gave me a weird feeling. Gave me a weird feeling. Like you said, what are the detectives doing? I hope this is what they're doing.
Yes.
Well, have a good day.
You too, my dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I'm going to show you guys something, and let me know if this is the Nate everyone is talking about. Is this the Nate H everyone is talking about?
I'm sorry, I can't help you since I'm blind. I can't even
No,
see I can't see their faces. I'm sorry.
you're fine, honey. You're fine.
That's why when everyone's talking about facial expressions, I'm like, oh, I wish I could see.
Oh, I know.
And by the way, I wanted to talk to you too about a device that might help your son.
Okay, cool.
It is amazing. Amazing.
Okay. Yeah, you email me or
I'll have
something.
to email it to you so I can send you the actual YouTube video where you can watch it being used.
Uh-huh.
But my mother and stepfather bought it for me, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna tell you, it's not cheap, but
Well, I mean, but it's vision. It's the most precious thing you have, you know.
I know. And since all this has happened to me, because I was like in my 30s when it started, and I'm like, I'm too young to go blind.
Yes.
I tell everybody, I'm like, please take care of your eyes.
Yes. But Jagger, he comments on this, wish I was there, homeboy. There are two Nates, one is in jail. Okay, the one in jail, I've got all of his information. Actually, I may have it here. Just make sure.
Something I've been wanting to say, and I keep forgetting to say it when I come up here, and then I'll get down so you can finish. Is as a mother, I don't understand how Kylie's mom, if I knew that Sammy left my daughter there, drunk or high or whatever, and just left her, I would not have let her take over the way she did. I would have been like, no, ma'am, you left my daughter. You need to step aside and back up.
Yes.
So that's I had been wanting to say that for a while and I kept forgetting to, but I know I saw a video of her mom hugging Sammy and all that, and I was like, you left my child. No. So,
yeah.
But
it's not a cool thing to leave somebody. It's
absolutely
not.
not. And that girl would have not been involved in any way whatsoever with my daughter's disappearance after that. But that's just me.
No, I agree.
Okay. Well, have an awesome day, Justin.
You too, April. Thank you so much for coming
and
up.
I will email. What's your email?
I'll drop it in chat. It's all justice, the number 4, the letter U at Gmail. I'll drop it in chat, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mods will too. It's always in my description.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Someone sent me this. They said it's like a bodysuit. It was turned into law enforcement, but I remember, like, I don't think this was hers, from what I understand. Is that correct? No, Sammy's not anyone's babysitter. You're right. Nobody's anyone's babysitter. But if you, I think you have a moral, ethical responsibility to even a stranger. If a stranger is laying in the middle of the road, I mean, get them out of the road. You know what I mean? If your best friend is drunk, you take the keys away. You make sure they get to a safe place. So that's my, yeah, it's not a bodysuit. I didn't think this was, I was just making sure like it was not the same one, Oh crap, where'd it go? All right. And that's another thing. She was an adult technically at the party. And if Sammy's an adult and Kylie's not, that's another thing. So yeah. Does anyone know about the presser? Because I still haven't been able to find it. Let me see if my mods have been able to find it. No, still haven't. Nope, still haven't able to find it at all. I looked and can't find it. In the video, they bleeped out an altercation with Sammy. I have heard, and only heard. I've had no evidence to point me to this. But I have heard that there was potentially. Is there a link to come up? Yeah. That there could have been a altercation between two females. No, the tow truck driver, he did not. He was not in. No, he's not in trouble for murder. That is not true. Hello. How are
Mr.
you?
Justin, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good, buddy. How you been?
Excellent. Thank you.
Good deal. So, what are you thinking? What's your lean here?
Oh, I haven't changed. I mean, I've always thought it was
Foul play.
yes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Are you thinking the driver is for real and like all everything? I'm praying that Jared betted him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think that I think that there's something to that. I mean, it may not be everything. However, I think that there probably is at least something to it, because I feel like Adventures with Purpose wouldn't have put it in if there's not some type of verification in it. Because Adventures with Purpose, they're very measured with how they do their information.
For sure, and I really think that we need to be listening to what they're saying. And they're pretty much all saying that, hey, they're, can't say 100%, but, good, strong 80, 90% foul play.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see and I follow Adventures with Purpose. Did you see the episode to where they kind of got catfished on somebody giving them an RV?
I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah, so somebody called them, hey, we love you guys, we love what you're doing. We have an RV. We want to give it to you, donate it to you. That way, you can keep doing what you're doing. So they drive all the way out to meet this guy, and it was just like a big catfish thing. Which, I mean, here I'm all for a joke, but come on, man. That's just so wrong.
Yes. Yes. It's people never cease to amaze me how low they can go.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you think the vehicle um, has been in the water the entire time, or do you think it was put in possibly afterwards?
Afterwards of what kind?
Like like after the party, like say after it was said that Processor Creek Reservoir was cleared, scaling back operations, and then vehicle go in.
I believe it was in there within 24 hours of that party happening.
I just don't see how they could miss it.
I'm with
If
you.
that if that process if the Processor Creek was searched like they said,
Like listen, like I understand fuck, it was like 4 feet down, you know what I mean?
right.
Like
Well, and
you could
here's the
see it from the drone. But people are really, I mean, sometimes they just really just overlook. I don't know. It's weird.
and I'm familiar with I'm not real familiar with the Hummingbird sonar fishing fish finder, but with the Garmin Live Scope I've actually fished with it, and it's amazing what you can find. The other thing is this is a reservoir built in 1962. The water's very clear, so it's not like they're looking in the Mississippi River or something, where there's trees and all
Right.
kinds of things that, I don't see how they could miss that. Hold on. Somebody just said, what do I think? I think it's foul play for sure. I think it's nefarious. I'm just still trying. I still don't see how they could have missed the vehicle. So I'm back and forth on was it put in afterwards. My brothers are both in law enforcement. They're twins. They're 6 years younger than me. The youngest is 17 years on detective, and we were watching that. And we both assume that okay, the party's there, phone last ping there. That before anything is done, Processor Creek Reservoir is going to be cleared for sure. You always start inside and work your way out. Just with anything like that.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I'm still having a hard time figuring that out.
There was a guy that I showed. I think he had an accident in like 2016, and they had searched the area over the banks multiple times. The parents had and everything. 3 years later, he was found right in that area over the hill, and you could see it from the freaking road.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And these things, I mean, it's so weird. It's just, I'm sad to say, it's just a human condition sometimes.
Of course, of course.
You
And
know,
my
it's like, well,
my
how the
thing
hell did everyone miss that? It was literally right smack in front of your face.
more on the family is okay. I have a daughter that's she just went away to college this year. She's 19. My son's going to be 16. It's just like you know I can't even imagine just worrying about your child like that and knowing that if they were in water for an extra 2 weeks when they didn't need to be,
Mm-hmm.
and just strictly on the family on that end, a parent having to do the worst thing imaginable, and I can, yeah, just my prayers and thoughts and everything go to their family. But
Absolutely.
now, with that said, I mean, what do you think that they spent before AWP got there? At least $1 million, probably in search.
Oh, I'm
At least,
bit of it probably.
yeah. And to think if she was there, since like you said,
Shit,
within
look at
24 hours of the party.
Look at Brian Laundrie. How many millions of dollars did they spend looking into that thing? He was right off the damn beaten path, like steps from his car.
They should have just had the dad go out there, hey, here it is.
Yeah, found him in 30 minutes. They
Right.
knew exactly where he was. Oh my god, that gets me pissed off.
now we have to figure out how we, Mister, she's not in the water, and we don't need help in Hawkins County to start, getting AWP in there.
Sometimes these police departments, they got big egos, and Adventures with Purpose, they deal with this all the time. These
I
cops
think
with big egos.
I think Jared is one of the most selfless people out there, man. He just truly
They're
doing God's work.
they're angels.
He really is.
I mean, I've been following Adventures with Purpose with my private account for they weren't near as big as they are now. You know what I mean? So
Oh no, yeah, for
I've been
sure.
following it for a long time, and
And he hasn't changed,
no, he
not at
hasn't
all.
changed a bit. No, he's
What?
all. They're just good guys who really care, and people's like, oh, it's for clout and money and everything like that. I'm like, these guys go do it for free, and if we don't donate, they can't do it, and they have to feed their family too. It's the way it is. It's the way the world happens.
Right. How many hours and hours, away from their family,
They deserve
riding in RVs,
single.
diving in waters that could kill them.
Yes.
And why would you be upset, if they're making money? Why? I mean, what they're doing is bringing, families, their loved ones home and hope that, get some answers and possibly start the healing process.
Right.
I don't see how anybody could say a bad word about them. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what they would have done on this, once they found Kylie in her vehicle, it was like no matter what they did, they couldn't have pleased everybody. If they don't show anything and they don't give any opinions, then they're part of the conspiracy.
Yes.
If they show stuff and say things, well, then they did too much. It's just like can't win for losing. But the good thing is, I think Jared has plenty of thick enough skin that he doesn't worry about those people.
That's right. That's right. And guys, if you can support Adventures with Purpose, $5 a month, if it's $1, I'm like, it's like tipping your waiter. You know what I mean? Like this is a business for us, for all, for any YouTuber who makes revenue. So we work on tips pretty much. So
For sure. And if you can't, because times are tough, you know what I mean?
yes.
Watch their videos, put it on a loop while you're sleeping,
Yep.
and just let it play through while you're sleeping and like and subscribe. Those things help.
Exactly. So let's let Just Saying talk here. Hey, Just Saying, are you there?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Um,
Thank you for being patient.
I came in really late,
You're
and I just
okay.
had a quick question.
Sure.
Is it true that Jagger is in a hospital,
I have no idea. I have
or is
heard
that
that.
just rumor?
We're looking into it right now. I don't know at this point. We're trying to find out
Oh, okay.
behind the scenes.
I just saw that, and I was in late to everything, so I was just trying to get caught up a little bit.
Yeah, it's
I did watch the AWP video that they put out this morning, but
yeah, it was good. I mean, it's I appreciate them tremendously. They are wonderful. I'm trying to. If anybody sees where Jagger's in the hospital, email me. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of.
have you heard that though?
I've seen it in the chat, but I that's all I know.
Okay. All right. Well, my thing with the tow truck guy,
Uh-huh.
is it possible that, like Kylie and Sammy and Kate and Mags they all 4 of those girls have blonde hair. They're all different shades of blonde, but they are blonde. So
Yes.
is it possible that that tow truck guy misidentified Kylie and it was one of the other girls?
Oh, absolutely.
That was just what I was wondering, if if that could be a misidentification, because they all do
Now,
have blonde hair.
do you mean the person in the car, or do you mean the person with the roadside assistance?
The roadside
Okay,
assistance.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that's just what I was wondering, if
Yeah,
it could
he never
possibly.
said it was Kylie. He never said it was Kylie. He just said
Oh, I
he
thought he did.
no,
I thought he did at the very first of the video this morning.
no, he never said it was Kylie. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, if you can confirm
I
what
will
if
let you
Max
know.
in the hospital and what in the world he's in the hospital for. Update us on that.
I will certainly do that, my dear. Thank you so much
Okay.
for coming up. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Elizabeth, could you show your face for one moment, please? No, let you up. Can you just show your face? Can't see your face. I'm sorry. Kristen, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
I just have, okay. I do believe that this is some nefarious, something happened. Okay. But I'm also of a broader mindset, you'd say. So I just want to throw this out there. Is it possible that when the car went in the water, with being Kylie having been drinking
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that, that she was disoriented or was trying to get out of the car, and that's how she got into the back of the car? She climbed back there to try to get out?
I think, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? In my opinion, no.
Okay, I was just curious, because I try to look at things, in the bigger realm.
That's the only way we get the truth. You know what I mean?
Right. Is look at
realm.
all the different angles and see.
I mean, you can still feel your way, and you're going to know there's 2 seats that you're going to have to crawl through.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to be in the back, and then you're going through another seat, and you're going to, when the water starts coming in, for instance, you're going to know where the water's coming in from, and you're kind of know that can be an exit, the closest. You want to go to the closest exit.
Right. We don't know, though, if the doors were blocked on the outside to where she couldn't get out. And the fact that she was drinking, her mind may not have been.
That's true, but I feel like if she has enough sense at that time to think of Sammy and call Sammy to say, hey, I'm leaving. Are you sure you need a ride? Even though Sammy just told her that, this is all according to Sammy, that, hey, Sammy, I'm calling you. Do you need a ride? No, I'm already with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you have that much, and this is all if we're believing Sammy, of course, if you have that much knowledge to remember, oh, I need to, see if my friend needs a ride, then I don't know. That's just me, though. I feel like you know how to get out the window. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you would know to go towards the water as it's coming in.
Yeah. I don't. That's just me, though.
I would hope. Yep.
Right. And I do believe something happened, but I just, like I said, I try to look at things from all directions and figure
like
out.
I said, there is no there is no better answer. You know what I mean? But I guess, I mean, if it's an accident, just a pure accident, that is the best case scenario rather than a bunch of other kids ruining someone's life, i.e. Kylie's, running their own lives and running many families'
Correct.
lives. You know, that's an even bigger tragedy.
And the people that may have been involved, again, they were drinking, and they're probably their cognitive senses and reasoning probably wasn't good, and something, maybe even something accidental happened. She drank too much, she was passed out, they put her in the car. You know, there's no knowing. I mean, I guess the only people that are ever going to know is whoever's involved, Kylie and God, really.
Yeah.
You know, so no matter the outcome, it's tragic.
It is.
And it just makes you want to hug your kids a little tighter and
Absolutely
say, you know, please don't do this.
We only get so many trips around the sun, and enjoy every moment.
Yes.
My daughter just went away to college, and she probably thinks I'm crazy because I've been calling her and texting her like every 10 minutes. So, yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, Justin, well, I'm going to step down. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you for coming up, Kristen. I appreciate your comment. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Yes, guys, if y'all hit the thumbs up button, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Did Adventures with Purpose drop another members video yet today, or no? I heard they were going to.
I don't know that. I haven't checked. I'm sure the chat will know, but I haven't checked. I know that they released the original for non-members. So that's as far as I know. Nick is the tow truck driver, yes. I know a lot of people are suspicious about him for some reason. I'm not suspicious with it personally with the tow truck driver. I'm just not. I think he's a good kid.
If he truly went to law enforcement and, you know, made reports and things of that nature, which it seems like Jared Bear, you know, vetted that.
Yes.
I mean, he would be looking at some serious charges, especially in a case like this.
Oh my God, yes, yeah, absolutely.
The one thing that I thought about when I found out about the tow truck driver, that made me go back and look and say, well, maybe that's why there's so many helicopters. Because I was thinking, why is there so many helicopters as opposed to people in the water? And maybe they were, you know, searching for her vehicle.
Yes. I don't know. I always felt like it was in the water. I did, because it's, I hate to say it, but you know, it was a quick way to hide a car. You know what I mean? And it's a quick way to hide a body. And I just feel like if there is nefarious, you know, reason, you know, something happened, that's what a younger person is going to do. They're not going to work to hide it even.
Yeah, no. When I was talking about the helicopters, I was talking about before they found our vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like if the tow truck driver went to law enforcement, probably close to 4, 5, 6 days before Jared, or no?
I don't know.
That's the way I understood it, and maybe I heard it
That's
wrong.
what I think. That's what I've heard. You know what I mean? But I don't know that. Like when I do know that they saved the video and they sent the, you know, like the video in and stuff from the tow truck. So,
you know, your list that you have of like kind of a breakdown on like from 1205, 1220.
Mm-hmm.
What is that from?
Where's the list from?
Yeah, what's that? Because I just came in, so I didn't get to see any of this.
No, you just on Twitter. Just type.
Oh, it is. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, Gymnast, good to see you, honey. So, what does this say? I don't know why people are suspicious of the tow truck driver when you call AAA. They call it yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
I had a flat tire yesterday coming home.
Oh, were the kids with you?
Yes, they were.
Oh no,
Yes, they
that's
were.
no good.
It sucked, but
AAA is awesome.
yeah, yeah, and they just call in a third party, and actually he even mentioned that with uh I think he mentioned that or he said something about dispatch or something like that is what he was talking about in that
Do you have twins?
recording. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I remember that because when I was thinking, I thought we talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, are identical or no?
No, fraternal.
Okay, yeah. My kid brothers are identical. I mean, you couldn't tell them apart. It's crazy.
Yeah. You have twin brothers?
Yeah, yeah. That's they're 6 years younger than me.
Oh.
Both of them, in law enforcement. The youngest went ROTC, then into the Marines.
Oh.
He stayed like an extra year and a half, so he did like 5.5 years, and then as soon as he got out, he went straight on to the into the police academy, and he's 17 years on now. He's a detective. And then my other brother is I think it's like 13 and a half or 14 years. So I
Wow.
get to pick their brains a lot, which is nice.
That's good. Yes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They see it all. They see it all, literally.
Yeah, oh my God, it's yeah, what they see is too much, and the respect they get and the amount of money they get paid is
No, yeah, they don't
horrible.
get
Yeah,
yeah.
most underappreciated and underpaid job probably that there is.
Yes. Those and teachers, I think.
Yeah, and then you see this sheriff in corner there. What does it say? Is making 400 to 500 grand a year. My gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know.
Let me ask you this, and I know it's probably some crazy guessing in that. Uh, if it was you know who kind of in the I don't want to say any names or anything like that, but in the San Fran hat or somebody like that, and maybe one of the girls, why do you think they would call the tow truck company?
Because I think they were stuck
You
somehow.
think that's what it was? Okay.
Thank you, Miss Frankie. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. I think they were stuck. I think they were freaking out for somehow. They didn't know the car, and they had it in they put it in neutral somehow, and they thought the fucking car couldn't start. And they
Yeah,
thought,
I would.
oh, it's the battery. Potentially we have something in the back, and they called it, and that's why they were acting so suspicious or whatever. One was always over here when the other one was talking.
Right.
Coming from the area.
I was just wondering, how do you fasten a seatbelt? How do you do this? So my thinking was, and this is just kind of like some crazy speculation, crazy rabbit holes. It was okay, hey, how do you do the seatbelt? So the tow truck driver's touching the seatbelt. Well, it's in neutral, so it won't start. So he's got to touch the gear shifter, touching the key, all the places you would think that somebody, if they were in the vehicle, would be touching. Is like, were they trying to set the tow truck driver up? I doubt they're that smart, or you know what I mean. But it's just kind of. I was just kind of wondering on that.
It's very possible.
You never know nowadays. Unfortunately, it's kind of scary.
It is. It is. Your DNA. And they can get fingerprints even if it's been in the water for several days off of certain materials like glass, metal, and plastic are the three that they can generally lift something with a fingerprint that's been in the water for.
Yeah, it's crazy the stuff they can do. I was watching one thing to where like they actually rehydrated a hand to where they could get a fingerprint off of it. It was some crazy stuff.
Rehydrate what?
Rehydrated a hand to where they could get a fingerprint off of it. That like had been out in the desert and that, and just like it was crazy. And they're sure enough they're able to get a fingerprint off it and identify them.
That's right. That's amazing. We're
Yeah.
all unique individuals.
That girl, how are you? And again, thank you so much for your service. She's so awesome.
Yes, that girl. Love that girl. Good person for sure. All right, guys, I've been on here almost 3 hours. So
Justin, thank you for having me on. You have a blessed weekend, and everybody in chat, you guys have a blessed weekend, and hopefully we find some things out.
Absolutely. I
Thank
hope
you
to.
so much for having me on, buddy.
Of course, anytime. Thank you for
Thank you,
coming.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to drop off of here. I will hopefully be on later this evening I'll be on one of my two channels, either this one or my other one, Clutch Them Pearls. That's my fun channel that I just recently started. If you want to see me over there, I'd appreciate your subscription. If you can please hit the thumbs up button, it is a way to get the story out, and it really does help my channel, and it's free. So I appreciate you. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all soon. If there is a press conference, I will be live. Promise for that. So let's go watch Molly shenanigans now. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Love you all. God bless each and every one of you. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.